Hello and welcome to Banja Luka, I think that's how it's pronounced, in Bosnia. This is the second biggest city in Bosnia. Some call it the Birmingham of Bosnia. No one calls it that, only me. Till we're in the city. Breakfast. Some things here in Bosnia are still a bit old school, like giving plastic bags when you go to the bakery, and I was going to try and explain that I don't need a plastic bag, but they really didn't speak any English, and I thought I'll just use it as a bin liner. So I've got a plastic bag, which breaks my heart. I didn't really know what I ordered either. I did the classic just pointing and see what I get. First up, I've got this. It looks like a kind of cinnamon roll type thing from Sweden. Cinnamon and coffee. That's really good. You can see the grease glistening off it. It's really good though. Next up, we've got this little jam number. Oh, okay. It's quite cakey. I thought it would be like flaky pastry. That's good. The first one was better, but this is also good. Things are very affordable here in Bosnia for if you're from an affluent country anyway. Both of these cost about £2. And bear in mind, I bought it from an independent bakery, like they baked it in store. In the UK or in Western Europe, these would have been probably £3 or £4 each. So here is a picture of the Beatles, but look again, look closely. I don't know if it is the Beatles. Are you okay, Paul McCartney? Paul, is that you? So I've just been to the museum. It's a historical museum, really good, really interesting, but also had some random exhibitions, one on pop music in the 60s and 70s, and also one on manga, randomly, and I just so happened to be wearing a t-shirt with the Great Wave on it. Completely unintentional, didn't realise at all, and it was featured in the exhibition, so I just looked like I was a huge fan of the exhibition. Also, I know I joked about this city being the Bosnian Birmingham because it's the second biggest city in Bosnia. I saw a girl, and I'm not joking, wearing a t-shirt that said Birmingham. It's like a varsity style t-shirt, and I thought, okay, maybe it's like there's a Birmingham in America or something. But then underneath where it said Birmingham, it said West Midlands. So it must be a Birmingham UK t-shirt in Bosnia. I've never even seen one of those in the UK. I've never even seen one of those in Birmingham. I wouldn't know where to buy one. So I don't know, maybe there is some truth in it being the Bosnian Birmingham. Maybe they feel some solidarity with the UK's second biggest city. All in all though, this is quite a small place. I wouldn't dedicate more than a day to it if you're just visiting. It's nice enough. Can't really be compared to Birmingham, slightly different vibe. Good morning, it's the next day. Got water on the stove for coffee, and I drove about half an hour out of the city I was in yesterday to park for the night in the car park for these waterfalls, but it's quite busy, so I'm trying not to be too obvious that I'm sleeping in the car park. So I'm gonna make my coffee and find these waterfalls, which is a good start to a day. So good morning of having coffee by the waterfall. I also went for a little run around the area, and I'm now cooking some, or reheating some pasta, vegetable pasta that I cooked last night, and some veggie fingers. Bosnian supermarket's fairly well equipped for vegetarians. I was quite surprised, having been to Greece and Albania before and tried to eat vegetarian, and it not being successful in those areas. I thought Bosnia would not be good, but maybe, that was a few years ago, so things have progressed maybe. So I've driven about 20 minutes downstream from the waterfall. I'm now just parked up, traffic, just parked up in this random lay-by. There's another Bosnian version of my van, and there's meant to be free thermal springs and a swimming area, which sounds so appealing after going for my run up the hill. So I'm gonna go find that, and I can't wait to wash. One of the big downsides of living in a van, no bathroom, just have to wash when and where you can. So here we are at the springs. I'm not going to film too much obviously because people are swimming and stuff. It's next to this river which looks very clean, very excited to swim, but it does look like a storm is incoming, so I'm going to make it pretty quick so I don't want to get caught swimming in lightning. But what an amazing facility to have for free. Naturally heated thermals and this amazing beach to swim in. So I'm back in the van now. The weather was really nice at the start of my trip to the springs, and then it turned and suddenly everyone left. The whole place was empty and the storm arrived, and it was quite nice to be swimming in the storm, but then lightning came. Look at that. Yeah, pretty nasty. But while I was in the springs, I got talking to a local woman. She was really interesting. She told me about how she had the opportunity to leave during the war in the 90s, but decided to stay to look after her family. Just crazy interesting. We just talked about Bosnia, and really interesting to get a good local insight. And also that was the longest conversation I've had in nearly 10 days. Second to this conversation with this woman in the springs was the guy who set up my mobile internet for me in the phone shop when I bought my tourist SIM card. So other than that, I've not had much face-to-face contact with humans, so that was really nice. But I'm now drying everything in my little improvised drying line. It's just a elastic line with a hook on the end, hooked onto bits of the van. And that's it. That concludes the first part of my journeys in Bosnia. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you found it insightful. It's been an interesting time to be travelling on my own in the van. This is the longest and furthest I've been in the van on my own. I didn't really take that into account because normally when I solo travel I'm in hostels, so I'm meeting lots of people. But when you live here and you're self-sufficient, you don't really meet many people unless it's a random talkative person in the hot springs. And really excited to see more of Bosnia. From what I've seen so far, it's such a beautiful and fascinating country. So hopefully see you in the next video where we'll be discovering some more of the area. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.